What if I told you your old reality is a bitch? You know, the one that was always complaining, I'm always broke. Why is my SP not talking to me? I never have enough. Everything always hurts. That one? Yeah, that one's a bitch. How do you feel about that? I'm gonna tell you why. Because honestly, if you're watching this right now, you no longer are that. There is some sort of force that guided you to this video for me to remind you that you are amazing. And whatever desire that you've had, that you were able to see, and you can literally taste sometimes, is real. But I'm gonna show you something. So I've come to the conclusion that a lot of people don't know how their beliefs even started, or the fact that some people think, well, this is just how I am. This is always how I am. Okay, first, hold on. When you were born into a whole bunch of circumstances. We are sponges when we are children. How mommy and daddy shrugged off when one person wasn't communicating properly, or when your brother pushed your sister down the stairs because he felt like it. You paid attention to those things. Or when the kids at school didn't pick you for softball or something. These all played as a belief that you now decided is a part of your identity. And so many of us do this, and it's not your fault. I mean, you truly do become what you are around. The only thing is, I'm 24. I don't know how old you are, but I have a feeling that most of the beliefs that you carry that are just like working in the back of your mind sometimes, most of them are, let's just call them borrowed beliefs, or you stole them. Because most of them don't even suit you anymore. They don't even fit the type of person that has the type of ideas that you have. They don't even fit you anymore. So why do you still carry them? Hopefully that helps you to understand why, this one belief on, yes, I decided, and this is my favorite one, because so many people want to be wealthy, right? I love a wealthy example. So many people want to be wealthy, but they believe that wealth is by what it looks like. When you see people who are wealthy walking around, first of all, you could barely recognize a wealthy person walking around because they don't show that most times. Someone looking nice, have nice watches and stuff, could just be a rich person. But some rich people are broke. But wealth, that's an attitude. That's a way of life. You feel me? I've met so many wealthy people who look like the average Joe. You can't tell. It's a feeling. It's not by sight. But a lot of people go after what they think is what I like to call the effect. If I ask you right now, what is the characteristics of a wealthy person? What do you think a wealthy person feels like? Whatever you say is perfect. What do you think a wealthy person feels like? You can only answer that in your way. And if you could see it, that means that there is a reality where you are wealthy and you just described how you feel. The only reason why when you walk around that you do not feel as though you're wealthy, or maybe don't look like it, is because you are still attached to the old belief on I'm broke and I never have enough, instead of those amazing characteristics that you just listed for me. You feel me? When I give an example of what a wealthy person is to me, I think a person who is free, who is stable, who is calm, because I've never met a wealthy person that's freaking out about a bill being too high. They have the money for it, don't they? You know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes a lot of people, they get into that decision mode where they're like, okay, I am wealthy, I am free, I am stable. So these are I am affirmations. The moment that you say I am something, that creation is done. You do not have to keep repeating it 1,000,000 times. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, heard you that first time. You are heard at all times, which is why when you are out here saying I am broke, I am this, I am that, everything around you is going to be like, okay, bet. Well, they just said that, so let me show them more of that. And lucky for you, you've accumulated so much of that I am broke entity, because now your words literally become like actual beings. That's what I like to say. I like to call it an entity. You feel me? You just gave that life. Every time you say that you're broke, you're this, you're that, you are bringing more life into that belief, into that reality. And every time you look around and maybe you break your phone, you're just like, I can never catch a break. A wealthy person who breaks their phone is going to be like, maybe I need a new phone. Even a person that hasn't even gotten the physical money yet, who is in this mindset of I am wealthy, because just as long as it took you to look around and see a broke person stuff and right? The same way when you decide that you're wealthy, that's why the same way when you decide that you're wealthy, when you look around, it still looks like your old beliefs, is because that is what you accumulated over time. So once you say I am wealthy, or whatever it is that you desire in this life, because it's the same thing for everything that you want. The moment that you decide I am wealthy, everything around you still looks the same. And this is why some people get they get upset, or they feel like this is so hard, because I just said that I am different and I believe it, but everything around me seems like it's getting harder. Everything around you has always been that, but you have just decided that you were something different. So now your perspective has changed. Now you're able to see something differently, and now you're able to see, wait, all of this around me has been what I accumulated my whole life, but I'm no longer comfortable with it anymore. But hold on, because if you can remain the same inside and remain stable and calm, that same person who is so wealthy, the person that you described, when diversity comes, this is a gift. This is a gift. I'm going to tell you how to take on diversity, because like I said, your accumulation, the way people talk to you, the way you think about certain things is still around you. You feel me? The only way that things start to materialize in your reality is when you start to teach reality the same way you taught reality, that you're so broke, you're so this, you're so that. That's the only way it's going to change. But it's only going to change when the diversity comes in and you give it the new you. Because if the new you just popped up, everything that you wanted, it's not going to last. It's like a person who's broke winning the lottery. That money goes like this because they didn't become a person who even can maintain that. They got it just like this. You feel me? I'm telling you, even when it feels like it didn't happen right now, that means that there's still like a belief within your mind, or the universe sees all. So even though you're like, I just want this so bad, I want this so bad, the universe is like, hold on, I'm clearing something for you, so when you get it, you can literally hold on to it. It will be safe. Because the mentality, and there's something within you right now that is keeping you from it, so when you actually receive it, it won't last. But I'm watching your every move. I'm seeing how you move. And it's here. Like I said, the second that you said who you are, it's here. And as you embody every day, you're creating it more within yourself. A wealthy person is by feeling, not by money. The money comes after you feel like you're wealthy. What wealthy person you know got a broke mentality? They don't even say that word. They probably can't even spell it. But yes, see, this is how you take on diversity that is around you once you decide that you are something different. I like to call this the pause effect. Right. So, when, let's say, your tire gets flat and you have somewhere to be, right? When you notice your tire pressure going down and all types of nonsense going down, push yourself to the side. The first thing I want you to do when diversity happens to you is to pause. Take a moment, however that moment needs to be. Whether you listen to music, you know the things that you like. I need you literally to just take a moment, because sometimes the illusion of the world feels so real, but the only way your perception and to truly feel like, oh yeah, I am this calm person again, oh yeah, I am this stable person again, the only way that you're going to be reminded of that is if you take a moment and you breathe. Because when you breathe, it's almost like it puts you back in the present moment. And when things happen on the outside, it's made to take us out of that. You feel me? That's the only reason why the physical is the physical. You feel me? Because you could touch, smell, and do all these different things on the outside of you. And how you perceive the outside only has to do with the within. So if you're over here and you're mad, you're scared, you're worried, everything on you is going to seem way worse than it is. But if you were to breathe and be calm, you're going to realize, all right, there's certain things that are happening. Oh wait, I looked around. Because I'm calm, there's a person waving at me over there. But if I'm screaming and frantic, I wouldn't even have noticed that person. You feel me? I want you to start just pausing. When your mama and your daddy start yelling at you, but you decided, I'm a wealthy person, I'm a go with the flow person, everything good happens to me, right? Everything around you is going to seem like the opposite. On purpose. That is a gift. You feel me? You're teaching things how to work. Pause, man. And yeah, it was nice seeing you guys. I'll see you later, man.